Hello, today we are going to put some HTV on my old jeans. Now these are pretty old and I thought I would snazz them up a little bit by putting some HTV. So I've chosen some glitter HTV and some regular HTV vinyl in white. And this is what they turned out like. And I don't know if you can see very well. Come right up to the camera. But that is so pretty. And the feel, I have some HTVs that are really plasticky. Oh, I don't like those ones. This one feels like fabric. It feels so soft and just molds in beautifully. So I've actually worn these since I've made them because I couldn't wait. And they just felt great. I was so pleased. It was like getting a new pair of jeans. So I've got a design. I'll put it in my resource library for you. I've created this design and you can do it too. And after I did it, I thought, oh, I could put it on a top too, coming down the top. Or I had all these ideas going through my head. So join me while we go and resurrect my old jeans. See you in the video. Okay, so we're over at the machine. I'm using my ScanNCut SDX 1000. I've also got a 2200D and a CM 900, but I'm choosing this one today. I like this one. This is like the mid-range. Actually, it's probably a low-end model. Technically, it was very cheap, this one. It's been great. I like my Disney one too, but this one works beautiful as well. And I brought my design in. Now, you'll see it's all in little pieces. Now, I often do grouping and size alteration in Canvas Workspace. But today I thought I'd show you how to do it on your ScanNCut, because many of you only like to use your ScanNCut to work with designs. Now, I'm not sure if this is the size I want either. So we're going to go into Edit and we will select that one, which is the 3 squares, and the one on the right with the circle and the triangle in it, we'll select all the pieces, and you can see all on the left here, all of the objects are selected. And we can go OK and into Object Edit, and this one down here on the bottom left is Group. And now I have one object. You can see the red bounding box is just around the outside, all of them, instead of all those little boxes. So now when I move it on my screen, it all stays together. We don't have to worry too much. Now, I don't think I want it quite that big. I made it thinking I did, and thinking I'll just make it a little bit smaller. So if we go into this one at the top left, this is a sizing one where you can edit the sizing. And I can see with the bounding box, and it's right to the top all the way around to the edges exactly for the design, that it's 9.34 by 5 inches wide. You can change your settings on your machine to centimetres or inches. I work in both, so it's a bit potluck what I'm using on the day I'm filming. Today I've got it set in inches. So I think I just wanted a little bit not quite as long as that. So you've got some options in here. This one here will leave it reducing proportionately. So you can see both of those figures have changed. And if you select this one here, only one will change. So the height or the width. So I don't really want it any narrower, but we might just do it a little bit shorter. And it should cope with that. And if we changed our mind, we just go back. And if we really change our mind, we just bring the design back in and go again. So that's not a problem either, because you've got your original. So until you save over it, you've still got your original to work with. So I didn't say okay, I've just crossed out of that. Take that off, and I'm going to actually reduce them both evenly. And maybe about there. And this time we'll go OK. So if you press the cross, it won't save it. Go OK, it locks it in. So when I go back in and check that, that will be the size we've adjusted it to. And we will go OK and OK. Now, the other thing we need to do with this is, depending on which way you want this to fall, is mirror. So we'll just go back into edit, and go to object edit again. And this one here is the mirror. And because I'm doing this in HTV, that's heat transfer vinyl, you do need to mirror if you want the design to flip. Makes a lot of difference if you've got wording on your design, because that's gets back to front. So basically it's mirrored when you iron it on, you go, oh no, it's all back to front. This one doesn't really make a difference, but I think I'll mirror it anyway. And you can see that that is the other way around. I'll just take the mirror off. You can see the leaves and that are like that. And when you put the mirror on, they're the other way. So for my project this time, it doesn't really matter which way I do it, but I think I'll do it this way. And we'll go OK and OK. Now I haven't put my vinyl on the mat yet, so I'll just quickly pop that on. Now you put the shiny side down for HTV. I've got HTV Ront vinyl going on, and I can see I need some tape to hold it down better. Use the blue painter's tape, and I use very large pieces. But I will still go and just check to make sure that it fits on my piece of HTV. So there's the blue tape. If you can't see it properly, go into your tools icon and you can change the background. You can either have the background off, the dark or the light. And you can see that that's a little bit easier to see the white HTV on your mat, and that the design fits nicely. So we'll go OK with that. I'm pretty happy with that cut. I am going to use the blue top vinyl blade, but your black auto blade will cut this perfectly fine too, or your standard blade adjusted in your CM model. And I've got the half cut off, so I want to go into the tools icon and just scroll down one and put the half cut on. Can add a weeding box. Oh, actually I might put a weeding box as well. Now the weeding box, you can create your own if you don't have this option. It's just a box around the outside edge of your design, and it makes it a little easier to weed. So that's the only thing that does. It will create, and I'll show you when we've cut it out, just creates a box around your design to improve the easiness to weed. So you can see that that's going to cut there. That'll be just fine. Now, I might do a test cut on this one. And it's no good cutting it over here where it's popped it, because there's no vinyl there, as we can see. Or we could do it even inside the weeding box. There's plenty of space there. Wouldn't hurt the pattern at all. And we'll go start. It looks like it's cut through okay. So I think I'm going to go with that. If you don't think it cuts through properly, you can adjust the pressure of the half cut, and if it's gone through too far, you reduce the pressure. If it's gone through not far enough, you increase the pressure. So always check that your design has cut properly before you take your mat out of the machine. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I only want to cut the flowers this time. So these flowers here, and so we'll go back and we are going to edit and object edit, and we're going to ungroup that. So you can see that there is lots of boxes now, bounding boxes over each piece. So we are just going to work our way around and go delete and okay, and delete and okay. Once again, we'll scan the mat, even though I know it's going to fit. Place your vinyl down, face down. We've already got the flowers mirrored. Deleted the excess pattern that we don't want to cut this time. I actually like doing this in Canvas Workspace best because it's just a little bit easier, but it's certainly doable in directly on your machine. I'm going to cut it like that because otherwise all these little pieces of flowers will move, and we will go cut, and the half cut is still on, so everything should be much the same. I could do another test. This vinyl is a little bit different. It's glitter vinyl, so maybe I will do a test and pop a triangle. Oh, if I can grab it. There we go. You can usually hear a little beep when you can grab it. That sounds like a good spot. This vinyl is a little bit longer to press. I'll talk about the pressing times in a moment. So this is one of my favourite things, is to cut bits that you don't want to cut on the machine, basically. So this is the Cricut cutting device, and it works great. I've bought a few of these over the time, and none work very well. And my friend had this one, and I was watching her cut, and I went, oh, I like that. And it just works great. So it's great to keep your edges straight if you want to cut your vinyl off in the area that you want it to cut to. It's great for cutting those bits of cardstock that you just need a little bit extra help and you don't want to put it on your machine for whatever reason. It's just great. Cuts beautifully, and I really like it. And I don't know if I can do it one-handed because I've got the phone in my... Oh yes, I might be able to. I usually just do it in one, and there it goes, straight as a die. And you should see my cutting if I don't use this. It's not pretty, I can tell you that. So this is an awesome tool. I'll put a link in the description to it. So I've checked this and the white, and it is weeding okay. So hopefully it's weeding all the way through. I'm just going to use some tape to stick that down a little bit because it's a bit rolly. So this is the same tape I had it taped to my mat with. So I'm just using the tape over and over again. Gloss over this a little bit because it's a little bit fiddly. And basically you just weed the bits out, and you can see the weeding box here. Some white vinyl weeds better than others. This one's pretty good. This is the HTV vinyl, and it does weed fairly well, so that's good. You can see that the weeding box does help with the weeding. I don't always remember to use the weeding box, just some designs work really well, especially names. If you're doing small names, that works really well with the weeding box. I'm heating my HTV Ront heat press up to 150 degrees Celsius, which is about 300 degrees Fahrenheit. And these instructions, now I've written on them which one's which. This one here is the white HTV, and you can see on the back that it says 300 to 320 and 10 to 15 seconds. Now, not surprisingly, the glitter vinyl is a bit thicker. So I've written on here pink glitter HTV, and it gives you instructions about mirroring and cutting and weeding and all the things. And on the back here it also talks about 300, but this time it says 15 to 20 seconds. So you've got your option of whether you press your pink first or your white first, because the white needs less time. So ideally I would have done my white first and then my pink. However, the pink needs a little bit longer. Now these are my old jeans. What I might do is just give them a quick rest. It doesn't even need that 15 seconds. Now I think these will go about here. So I'm going to place them there just for good measure for the minute to see how accurate I am. And then this one here will go about there. And I think that looks pretty good because there's my knee mark, because these are older jeans. I've got baking paper on the bottom here just to protect, well, basically protect my jeans, because I normally sublimate with this press. So while it's stuck together, it works well when it sticks together. Okay, now we can take this one off. And now it says 15 to 20 seconds, and it's a cool peel. So that's the other thing to look for, is that whether they're hot or cold peel, but both of these are cool peel. So I'm going to press this one. I'm not going to bother, it's got the carrier sheet, I'm not going to bother about putting a top over like a Teflon cover or anything over it. I've got a little crease because these are stretchy jeans too, it doesn't help. But that seems to have hid here quite nicely. And makes a big difference to my jeans. Alright, hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and I will catch you in the next one. Oh, you'll find all the links to the products in the description. I appreciate it if you liked and subscribed, that'd be awesome. And I'll see you next time. Bye.